There's this new kind of Cold War happening right under our noses. But this one, it's not being fought with spies or soldiers. Nope, it's being fought by mathematicians and quantum physicists. So on one side, you've got teams racing to build a computer so powerful it could literally shatter the mathematical locks that protect, well, our entire digital world. And on the other side, a massive global effort to forge new armor before it's too late. So let's dive right into this quantum arms race. Okay, to really get the stakes here, just look at this number, $718 billion. That's the estimated value of Bitcoin, just Bitcoin, that's sitting out in the open, totally exposed and vulnerable to an attack from one of these future quantum computers. I mean, to put that into perspective for you, that is more than the entire GDP of a lot of countries. It's a massive treasure trove, and it's protected by a lock that's about to be picked. And that really brings us to the core question we're tackling today. How do you protect a treasure like that when pretty soon everyone is going to have the key? See, this quantum threat isn't just some new tool for hackers. No, it's more like a master key, a key that could unlock not just all that Bitcoin, but the very foundations of our entire $4 trillion digital economy. So why is this threat so different? To get that, we really have to understand what makes a quantum computer, well, tick. It's not like the computer on your desk or the phone in your pocket. It doesn't play by the same rules at all. Instead, it taps into the super weird laws of quantum mechanics to get this just incredible, mind-bending advantage. And the secret sauce? It all comes down to something called a qubit. Now, a classical bit, the kind in our computers today, is just a simple switch, right? It's either on or off, a 1 or a 0. But a qubit is different. Thanks to this wild property called superposition, it can be both a 1 and a 0 at the exact same time. Think about that. This lets it explore a huge number of possibilities all at once. And then, when you link these qubits together through another spooky thing called entanglement, their power just grows exponentially. It creates this almost unimaginable processing power, but only for very specific kinds of problems. Okay, so here's a key thing to remember. The computer itself isn't the weapon. The weapons are the programs it can run. And for what we're talking about, there are really two big code-breaking algorithms that we need to worry about. These are the things that are literally keeping cryptographers up at night. All right, here we have the two-pronged attack. On one hand, you've got Shor's algorithm. The best way to think of this one is like a chemical that just dissolves the lock. Poof, it's gone. It's built to completely break the public key cryptography that protects your digital signature. This means an attacker could figure out your secret private key just by looking at your public one. Game over. Then you have Grover's algorithm. This one is less of a lockpick and more of a powerful battering ram. It doesn't break hashing, but it seriously weakens it. Basically, it cuts its security strength right in half. So here's the bottom line. The threat from Grover's to hashing, it's a problem, but it's manageable. We can just make the hashes longer and we're good. But the threat from Shor's to our digital signatures, that is an existential threat. The very math that proves you own your crypto could be completely, totally broken. And that would let anyone with a quantum computer sign transactions as if they were you. Okay, so the threat is definitely real. But the good news is, so is the defense. For years now, cryptographers all over the world have been in this massive race to design a whole new generation of algorithms, shields really, that can stand up to attacks from both the computers we have now and the quantum computers of the future. And this whole race has been sort of refereed, if you will, by the U.S. National Institute of Standards and Technology, or NIST for short. And you can see from this timeline, we're not just talking theory anymore. This is happening. These new standards, they call them FIPS, have been approved. They're basically the official seal of approval, giving everyone a clear roadmap for how to upgrade their systems starting in 2026. So here they are, the names of our new shields. You've got dilithium and kyber as the frontline defenses. They're built on something called lattice-based cryptography. Just picture trying to find a secret hidden inside this super complex, multi-dimensional geometric maze. It's incredibly hard for even a quantum computer to solve. But, and this is super important, NIST also approved backups. You've got SPHNCS+, which uses old-school, battle-tested hashing, and HQC, which is based on totally different math. This diversity is key. It's like having different types of armor, so if a crack is ever found in one, the others are still holding strong. But, of course, there's no free lunch, right? And this is the core engineering challenge we're facing. This new quantum armor, it works. But man, is it heavy. A normal digital signature today is tiny, just 64 bytes. The new standard, MLDSA, it's around 2.4 kilobytes. That's almost a 40 times increase in size. So for every single transaction, it's like we're upgrading from a simple, small key to this massive, complex, heavy safe door. And as you can imagine, that's going to have a real impact on things like transaction fees and network speed.
All right, so let's take this from the lab to the real world, to the battlegrounds. How are the two biggest players in crypto, Bitcoin and Ethereum, getting ready for this fight? Because looking at them gives us a really clear window into the challenges the whole ecosystem is facing. And, spoiler alert, they are taking very, very different approaches.
For Bitcoin, the biggest problem is really its own history. It's a legacy issue. Look at this chart. Almost a third of all Bitcoin is just sitting there in old types of addresses where the public key is visible to everyone, forever, right on the blockchain. We're talking about the low-hanging fruit for a quantum attacker. And this includes the estimated 1.1 million coins mined by Satoshi Nakamoto himself. I mean, can you imagine the psychological blow if those coins suddenly moved? It'd be catastrophic. And this leads to this huge, almost philosophical debate for the Bitcoin community, with no easy answers. It's the burn versus steal dilemma. What do you do about these old, vulnerable coins? A lot of them are probably lost forever. So do you try to get everyone to agree to an upgrade that basically burns them, makes them unspendable, to protect the whole economy? Or do you just do nothing and run the risk that one day an attacker claims them all and crashes the entire market? Ethereum, on the other hand, is taking a totally different approach. Their strategy is all about agility. The big idea is something called account abstraction, which basically lets users upgrade their individual accounts into flexible smart contracts. A great way to think about it is this. It's like being able to upgrade the lock on your own apartment door without needing to change the security for the entire building. It gives individual users the power to upgrade, and there's also a network-wide emergency plan to help everyone migrate if things get really hairy. And this brings up a massive technological choice that the entire industry is facing, not just Ethereum. It's this trade-off between two types of zero-knowledge proofs. You've got ZK snarks, which are super efficient and small, great for performance today, but they're vulnerable to quantum attacks. And then you have ZK starks, which are naturally quantum resistant, but they're way, way bigger. So what's this direct trade-off? Do you optimize for today's performance or for tomorrow's security? Every single project is going to have to make this call. Okay, finally, and this is maybe the most important takeaway of all. The threat isn't just some far-off, futuristic thing. It's not just about what a quantum computer might do someday. It's about what adversaries, we're talking state-sponsored groups, criminal organizations, what they are doing right now. This is a strategy that security experts call harvest now, decrypt later. It's pretty simple, and it's terrifying. Attackers are just vacuuming up and recording huge amounts of encrypted data today. Think about it. Private financial records, government secrets, corporate R&D, all of it. They're just storing it on hard drives, betting that in 5, maybe 10 years, they'll have the quantum key to unlock it all. So any data that needs to stay secret for a long time, it's already vulnerable. But now that threat is evolving into something even more sinister. We're calling it harvest now, forge later. This isn't just about reading old secrets anymore. Imagine this. An attacker harvests the digital signature key from a big software company today. Then, years from now, with their quantum computer, they use that stolen key to sign a malicious software update and push it out to millions of people. To you and me, it would look completely authentic, totally trustworthy, but it would be a weapon. This isn't just an attack on data, it's an attack on the very idea of digital trust. And look, it's not just the crypto nerds and developers who are worried anymore. As this quote shows, regulators are now waking up to this. They're starting to see quantum readiness as a matter of global financial stability. The pressure to start upgrading our critical infrastructure, yeah, it's coming from all sides now. So the crucial idea I want to leave you with is this. For decades, our entire digital world, everything we do online, has been built on a simple foundation: trust that's guaranteed by hard math problems. Well, that guarantee is about to expire. We are now entering an era where our ideas about security and trust have to evolve. And it forces us to ask a really fundamental question. When the math can no longer guarantee our trust,